Team Dark attacks. August 16, 2014. Some light workers don't want to admit that there is any negativity in the world, within themselves or around them. Others focus on it perhaps a little too much, which is a stage of coming more awake and aware of the world we live in presently. Those of us who have stepped forward, through spoken or written word, will and do suffer from occasional attacks from Team Dark, as Denise LaFay calls the opposition forces. This morning, I woke up abruptly out of a troubled sleep to hear the usual telepathic banter going on, but this time it was different. There was a negative cast to it. In short, I was being told that my ascension date had been moved back, that I was being kicked out of the council, etc., etc. Team Dark was pulling all the stops to make me feel like I had disappointed my mentors and brought shame upon myself. They wanted me to be fearful and to take the blame for whatever. In waking up and listening to this conversation but briefly, I told them out loud, I am withdrawing all permission to receive telepathic messages. And went into protective mode, calling upon Archangel Michael to shield me, requesting the presence of my assigned eagle to be with me, etc. Next, I went to the laptop and messaged my friend, T, to verify or not what was going on. After checking with her angels and a couple of our shared mentors, she let me know that it was an attack from Team Dark. She had also woken up feeling sick and being threatened by images of vicious black dogs, etc. Team Dark will choose anything that might get you upset, angry, fearful, or ashamed, just so they can get you, the light worker, to withdraw from their work. My friend T also told me that most attacks do occur at night, when you might be unprepared or go into fear due to experiencing a nightmare or a difficult dream. As you pass from the higher dimensions where most of you go during sleep, through the lower astral planes just before waking up, you are at your most vulnerable. Attacks can and do take place there, sometimes remembered just as waking as a bad dream. Wake up a little, call on the violet flame, and give yourself a brief light shower to cleanse your auric field and remove any ick that might be lingering there. If you don't practice this kind of spiritual hygiene as a matter of course, you might be leaving yourself open to whatever or whoever comes along to test your boundaries and resolve. Once I had established that this was an attack, I could then shield appropriately and be on guard for any future attacks like this one. And I was thankful to have someone who understood exactly what I was dealing with, as T has experienced a lot of attacks while being here, simply for being who she is. When you announce your presence and spiritual heritage to the world, or at least a very small part of it, you can be assured that you will, at one time or another, receive such an attack, and so be ready for it. Know how to ground and shield yourself, your house or dwelling, your family, your car, and workspace. Build up your Merkaba body and reinforce your auric field. Do not pretend that it's all light and love out there, for right now, there are still plenty of dark entities who can and will attempt an attack. Why was I the subject of an attack? Well, recently I have divulged some bits about my being a walk-in light being, a blended Pleiadian, Venetian, from Venus, from 6D. In short, in just being here I carry and anchor a lot of light for the planet and the ascension process for humanity. Most of my life, I have operated in stealth mode, for my own protection and safety, and simply because I wasn't aware of my real origins. Sometimes the dimensional amnesia or veil that we receive when coming into incarnation or even as walking in, can act as a protective device for us until we are prepared to withstand attacks of this ilk. All the attack this morning managed to do was to wake me up a bit to the need to reinforce the crystalline dome that I put over the house when I sleep at night. These things, such as grounding and shielding, are not done out of fear, but being prepared. I don't dwell on the possibility that I might be attacked, for that would drop my frequency level right down. Until the astral and emotional bodies of the collective consciousness are fully cleansed and clear of all remaining negative thought forms, this kind of thing can occur, at any time and to anybody who shines a little brighter than the people around them. I've been told by several people that my higher self is a high-level light being, So this is not a matter of ego for me. I am simply stating a fact that has been presented to me over a matter of 30 years or more. All those who are intent in ascending with the planet will have to do their own work in clearing their astral, mental and emotional bodies. That means accepting responsibility for doing the work yourself or with some assistance from qualified spiritual healers. I've been working on this process for over 20 years, while partly conscious of what I was doing. It's not important to learn from whence you came, just that you are here to do something. Everyone on the planet is meant to be here whether or not they are currently enjoying the experience. All light workers volunteered and/or were sent here as emissaries, and because they had specific talents and abilities that could be utilized to the benefit of the collective. It's up to you to discover your own talents and gifts. If you wait around for someone to tell you what they are, you may be waiting for a long time. I've been consciously working with Archangel Michael since 1986, when I first encountered the Ascended Master teachings. I took him immediately to my heart and learned how to speak his name even when in the midst of a difficult dream. His energies and love have carried me through many difficult times. I have had a light team working with me as well, changing as I have grown and taken on more responsibility for my own process. I haven't known the names of my guides and mentors, at least until quite recently, but I did learn to recognize their energy signatures. Learn your own energies and that of the lighted ones who work with you. By their frequency and vibrational tones, you will know whether or not a message that you are receiving is truth. If you have doubts or want verification, have someone you trust who can check in for you, but depend first, always, on your own intuition. This is the voice of spirit working through your own physical vehicle. It is subtle, but always right on target. However, it's up to you to listen to the subtle voice inside. If you are subjected to an attack, spring into protect mode and then sort yourself out. Do something to calm yourself and then assess the situation. Don't act from impulse as I was being urged to do. For instance, it was being subtly suggested that I closed down the blog and my Facebook page, effectively cutting off communication with other people. Wouldn't that just delight Team Dark to push someone off balance and plunge them into all kinds of woe? Sorry. Been there, done that. I remember my experience with entity-induced psychosis. It was not a pleasant experience, although I learned a lot about how resilient the human spirit can be. Well, I'm fine now, relaxed and determined. Lord Adragan assures me, through T, that the date has not been changed and that the light forces were not behind that little energetic confrontation this morning. Still, I have remained close to all telepathic communication through the day, just for drill. Remember, you are a sovereign being. You can turn off communication with any unseen entity if you feel uneasy about it. And they have to respect your wishes as this is cosmic law, whether you are a light entity or from Team Dark. In truth, once beyond the realms where duality exists, these sides are non-existent, but that is currently a concept that few seem willing to understand, such as the heavy conditioning that humans have received regarding bad and good. Another time, perhaps. All that exists emanates from the Divine Father through Divine Mother. The Mother is the highest aspect of all sentient beings, which includes planets, galaxies, moons, stars, the soil beneath your feet, the birds in the sky, the elemental beings, devas, etc., etc. As all things emanate from the one Creator, there is no separation in the beginning. What people call the devil is simply a dark reflection of the angel, as it exists in duality. The yin and the yang. Another time, perhaps. My friend, T, assures me that I passed a major test. If you have not encountered such a test, begin preparing now, for if you mean to ascend, you will be tested along the way. I would like to add, for my faithful readers, thank you for your comments and emails. As for questions that are not on topic, save them for someone else. I am not a spiritual encyclopedia. What I know now has taken me years to absorb and comprehend. The ascension process is not the evening news, filled with sound bites. It takes dedication, effort, time, and focus. If you think otherwise or are trying to discover an easier way, then good luck. Of course, the efforts of the ones who are leaving now, the first waivers, has made it easier for you. Still, there will be challenges and tests. Buck up your courage, open your heart and mind, and go for it. Namaste. Elizabeth Message. www.bluedragonjournal.com